You're watching Fox 35 News at 10:30.
Well, welcome back. Fighting is intensifying along the Israel-Gaza border as Israel enters the next phase of its war with Hamas.
Explosions hit northern Gaza today as Israeli forces are expanding ground operations. Despite the escalation, Hamas is still firing rockets across the border. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his country has entered the second stage in its war, a fight Israel has no choice but to win.
We will eliminate the enemy on the ground and under the ground. It will be the victory of good over bad, of light over darkness, of life over death.
On Saturday, families of hostages asked Israeli officials to pause the fighting and negotiate, saying they would instead support a prisoner swap. Passengers across the country are remaining vigilant after the U.S. Department of State issued a worldwide travel advisory due to violence in the Middle East.
Yeah, this of course comes as thousands have been killed in the Israel-Hamas conflict. Fox 35's Caroline Coles is hearing from some of them tonight.
With heightened tensions overseas right now, the Department of State has said it is concerned for potential violence against Americans. Now, some people are using this as a reminder to be extra cautious when traveling.
It's definitely something to consider.
Because I was going to try to go to Japan this summer, but since tensions is gotten and rising, I'm kind of backing up on it.
I still have 9/11 in the back of my mind, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and that scares me.
Guess I just need your ID.
Travelers say they are extra careful following the worldwide travel advisory for U.S. citizens due to increased tensions overseas and the concern for potential violence against Americans.
Basically, the U.S. government is saying, look, there's a lot of threats to Americans right now. There's a lot of people who want to do bad things to us. So you should just be extraordinarily cautious if you're traveling overseas, no matter where you are.
He says these advisories are not uncommon, but should be taken seriously. The Department of State recommends signing up for the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program.
It's letting the local embassy or consulate know you're there and have a way to reach you in case of emergency, if there's a terror alert or if they need to evacuate you.
I think the biggest thing is just always being aware of your surroundings, making sure like you understand where you're going before you're actually going there, and just keeping an eye out for each other.
With so many unknowns, Henderson says the advisory could be in effect through the holidays.
Consumers have to be their own best advocates these days, because whether it comes to terrorism or natural disasters like we saw in Hawaii or just airline meltdowns, you really need to have a backup plan always when you're traveling.
It's also recommended to have hard copies of your passport and other important documents when traveling out of the country in case of any sort of emergency. Reporting in the studio, I'm Caroline Coles, Fox 35 News.
An update now to an incident in Kissimmee during a Halloween event Friday night. A golf cart went into reverse and hit 6 children before crashing into a pole. A spokesperson for the event says a child was alone in the electric golf cart at the time. One of the injured kids had to be airlifted to hospital. A bartender working close by said the loud noises caused people to panic, and some thought there had been a shooting.
It sounded like gunshots, and people were freaking out as if it was gunshots. And then, of course, it was the tires that popped.
The Kissimmee Police Department is now investigating.
Well, You Decide 2024, the National Coalition of Black Civic Participation, is traveling across the state, and they're taking aim at some of Florida's new laws enacted under Governor DeSantis. They say they're concerned about laws related to LGBTQ issues, abortion access, and Black history in public schools. The group is hoping to engage Black Floridians and get them registered to vote ahead of next year's presidential election.
We're going to organize ourselves. We need the public to know. We need our community to know that we're standing up, and they said it. We've taken back the word woke, because woke means that you're paying attention, right? Woke means that you're not going to let nobody walk all over you.
The GOP flipped the voter registration advantage more than 2 years ago. As of September 30th, the Republican Party of Florida has built a more than 625,000 voter registration edge over the Florida Democratic Party. But coming up tonight at 10, a push to save the turtles in Brevard County, why some say a local park could be putting these animals in danger. Okay, welcome back. Here is some proof that chivalry is not dead, at least among rats. So this rat was spotted carrying a donut down tracks in New York and apparently ended up, look at this, sharing it with another rodent. Well, the app, as you might know, is Tinder, even commented on this video saying, now this is romance. That is so cute.
I mean, I can't even get a text back, let alone a donut on a track.
Listen, if someone does that for you, Hannah, you know they're the one.
Love.
There you go. There's our bar. Okay. In Brevard County, community is torn over how to address issues at a park in Indian Harbor Beach.
Yeah, Gleason Park used to be full of trees, but now it's a pile of wood chips. The city manager says the trees were invasive and needed to go, but some neighbors are upset. They say those trees help protect local gopher tortoises, which are on Florida's list of threatened species.
They came in with these horrible devices that just pummeled the land and without any regard for what might be in here.
Well, the city manager says the project to wipe out even more trees is now on pause. While they don't think any tortoises were harmed, they are bringing in an expert to survey the park.
All right, so to come, fans are getting ready to watch the World Series game tomorrow.
Not me, not since my team got out.
I know.
But one man surprised his father with tickets to the game. Very
Cool.
cute. You've got to see it. We're going to catch up with them next. But first, Ian has our forecast. Ian.
Our forecast is looking a little bit cooler here after a very warm weekend when those temperatures drop. Coming up.
I'm happy for you. Yeah, I can hear you.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I'm like, I'll be like, don't worry.
Halloween festivities are happening across Florida, and large crowds decked out in costumes paraded the streets of Key West on Friday for the annual pre-Halloween festival. Officials say thousands of people came out for this year's Fantasy Fest.
How many people do you think are going to dress up as Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce?
I have already seen it all over Instagram.
If I could have $1 for every time someone did, I'd be very rich right now, probably.
That and Barbie.
Barbie, yep, Barbie.
That's the other hot one.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You got to go with the trends, right? But I'm like, I've seen a lot of that.
But before you pick an outfit or costume, I guess, you've got to know what the weather is going to be on Halloween, right?
It's very important. And usually here in Florida, we don't have to think.
I was going to say, Florida, we're good.
Yeah,
a cardigan, maybe?
Is it going to rain? Yeah, it's a little bit less stressful of a decision. But, you know, this year is a little different. We do have a front that is timed right after Halloween. So the next couple of days, temperatures into the 80s, still plenty warm, even through Halloween evening. Then Wednesday, that is when our temperatures will drop. So for those that were planning out their Halloween costume, you wouldn't have to worry about it as much. Wednesday, you might have had to worry about it, because look at these temperatures for Tuesday evening on Halloween. 6 o'clock, we're in the low 80s in the Villages, Gainesville, Orlando 83 degrees, along the coast 74 degrees. These temperatures are going to be mild through the evening, so no concerns at all. It's going to be comfortable area-wide there on Halloween. So that's good. We were looking great there, and it will be comfortable tomorrow morning out the door. We are going to have the possibility for some fog west of I-4. This would be in Lake County and in Marion up to the north in Alachua. That's where the temperatures will be a bit cooler. 63 degrees in the Villages, 61 degrees in Gainesville. Watch for some patchy fog, maybe even be a little dense, but to the southeast, not expecting fog in areas like Orlando and Kissimmee. So your commute around downtown looks okay for tomorrow morning. At the bus stop, 68 degrees by 8 a.m., 4 o'clock, 83 degrees. It should be a warm day. There's a look at iDrive camera. It's this quiet night. If you're in town this week, it's going to be a beautiful week, especially for those that are from the north. We're going to get some great weather by Wednesday. Great weather next couple of days. We've been hoping for some warm weather. As you see, our highs still very warm. 81 degrees in Daytona Beach to 86 degrees in Orlando, 88 degrees in Ocala, only a couple of degrees off of hitting 90 degrees. But this is going to change. Usually you're always the warmest right before those fronts arrive, and that front is going to be sweeping across, and that will bring those changes by Wednesday. But for Tuesday, still warm for Halloween. Not the case in Memphis and Atlanta. Temperatures will be much cooler behind that front, and then we'll join in on that party as we get on into Wednesday with cooler temperatures across central Florida. Those highs returning to the 70s, and we are going to be cooler as those mornings go. Wednesday into Thursday. Thursday will be our coolest morning. Lows will fall into the 40s and 50s. So we are going to see our coldest temperatures there Thursday morning. 45 degrees in Gainesville, 50 degrees in the Villages. Still not as bad on the other coast, but these will be our coolest temperatures. And we are going to have those cool temperatures briefly, as our temperatures are actually going to be going back up. It'll be breezy to end the week, and then warm, moist air returns by next weekend. So that is going to bring some afternoon rain chances back into the forecast, and those temperatures right back into the 80s.
All right, thanks, Ian. Well, new tonight, sports can really divide people, but they can also bring them together as well. And the World Series is no different.
Yeah, two fathers and son pairs are gearing up for this week's matchup against Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Fox 35's Irene Snyder has their story.
I was really surprised.
8-year-old Jackson is in for the thrill of a lifetime. He and his dad are flying out to Dallas to catch the Arizona Diamondbacks as they take on the Texas Rangers in the World Series. How excited are you, Jackson, to be going to your first World Series?
Really excited.
It wasn't something they had initially planned on, but when the D-backs defied all odds, beating the Phillies on their home field, the family knew they couldn't miss out on this World Series experience.
It was kind of just a last minute, hey, let's surprise Jackson. His best friend and his dad's coming, so we're meeting each other, and hey, nothing better than taking the boys to a game.
Another father-son team flying out together this morning, Cade and Timby Clemens.
We love the Diamondbacks, and we want to see them hopefully win this ticket home.
For Timby, the series tickets came as a complete shock. His son bought them just yesterday without telling his dad.
He bought the tickets. I was taking a nap yesterday, and I woke up and he texted me, and I thought he was just kidding, but we're going. I thought I was dreaming, to tell you the truth, and I still feel like I'm in a dream right now.
The pair have always bonded over baseball, so whether the D-backs win or lose, just taking this trip and spending time together is sure to be a home run.
I grew up going to the Diamondbacks games back when they won in '01. I was a little kid then, but going with my dad now, being able to take him when he was taking me as a kid, it's super special.
And especially now that he's grown and turned into the man he is today, it's amazing.
Irene Snyder, Fox News.
I love that. All right, well, you can catch a Monday night's World Series matchup between the Texas Rangers and Arizona Diamondbacks right here on Fox 35. Coverage starts at 7 o'clock. Well, speaking of sports, the Fox 35 Sports Zone is up next.
Yeah, sports reporter Jessica Ely joins us now with the preview, Jess.
Well, you know, we talked about how the Jags should have their home over in England because they play so well. Well, October was really good for them. So they were 5-0 to close out the month. It's something they had never done before, and they have all the momentum in the world heading into their bye week. Plus, playoff soccer is back in Orlando. Orlando City will host Nashville on Monday to kick off the postseason. Those highlights and stories next in the Fox 35 Sports Zone. Welcome to the Fox 35 Sports Zone. I'm Jessica Ely. The Jaguars went on a tear during the month of October. 5 straight wins, which includes a victory over the Steelers today to close out the month. Third quarter, Jags up 9-3. Trevor Lawrence rifles one downfield to Travis Etienne. He cuts back inside and takes it all the way for the score. Jags up 17-3 after the extra point. The Jags defense had themselves a day too. Mitch Trubisky lets one fly. Andrew Wingard steps in front and picks up the interception. The Jags eventually turn that play into points. They're going to cap off the ensuing drive with a field goal. And Jacksonville wins 20-10 heading into the bye week.
Just the guys have just hang together, and really proud of the way they performed today. it feels great where we're at. We also understand that we hadn't won anything yet. We're 6-2. It's a great spot to be in. We've been on a great run, but we got to keep carrying that momentum when we come back.
Jalen Ramsey making his Dolphins debut today against the Patriots late in the first. Dolphins down 7-0. Tua Tagovailoa airs it out to Tyreek Hill, and he catches it in stride to tie the game. Tyreek's now reached 1,000 receiving yards on the season. Under 2 minutes to go in the half, Patriots down 14-7. Mac Jones looks to Kendrick Bourne. It's picked off by Jalen Ramsey. He takes it 49 yards before going out of bounds. The Dolphins going into the break up 17-7 after that. Now, the Dolphins sweep the Patriots this year, winning 31-17.
Don't get it twisted. I'm happy I had an interception, but I definitely don't want that to be like the storyline. I just want to talk about how we got a good, hard-fought divisional win.
It's tough to sweep any team in your division. Again, a Bill Belichick coach team is tough to beat any time, any place, anywhere. So I'm proud of those guys.
UCF football is still looking for answers as they've yet to win a game in the Big 12 and have now dropped 5 games in a row. On Saturday against West Virginia, UCF turned the ball over 4 times and once again could not stop the run. But the Knights were hanging around until the fourth quarter. That's when UCF gave up 17 points and eventually lost 41-28. There aren't very many games left in the season, but the Knights say that they know what they need to do. It's just a matter of executing. To the track, Ryan Blaney, who was seeded 12th to start the playoffs, gets to race for a NASCAR championship next weekend. Blaney took the checkered flag at Martinsville today, winning the Xfinity 500. Still ahead, Orlando City's quest for an MLS Cup trophy begins tomorrow as they kick off the postseason. More on the Lions after the break.